he's absolutely prodigious.
Yes.
And you joined the Succession.
Yeah.
So look at that.
Right?
That's wonderful.
He was the guy who puts music on tape for me now, Paul Klein. He just went to hear Hamlin in New York, I think, about a month ago. Yeah. He said it was excellent.
Well, Hamlin is unbelievable.
He really is. I mean, and the technique and everything is there.
Everything.
The musicality, it's not like, like some of these pianists where the technique is there and nothing else, but
No.
he's got everything.
He's got
it all.
And I was looking today for a recording that I have of him. I have many of his recordings, and I have a recording of him playing a piece called Toward the Center, which I wrote for your old teacher, Susan's father.
Oh yes, toward the center of the. And it's funny because my cousin named Justin, because Justin's the way he is, he named him the center of the universe, so he called him Kotu, center of the universe. So your Ward was the center in this, and Yehudi wrote a piece for Ward called Toward the Center, so toward the center.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Her father did. He was a real puzzler.
Really?
Ward was great.
Wow.
Anyway, Marc-Andre played it several times, and one fantastic performance in Amsterdam, the Conductor, and in New York as well. But he's... Anyway, I just want you to understand that you're part of the Succession. Yeah, you sound beautiful, David.
Thanks.
The shading, the nuances, the rubatos are so expressively motivated. It's really good.
Well, yeah. Once I get those first mistakes out of the way, I can just relax.
You got some of the later ones too. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Who gives a
Well, you know what? I forgot the middle section.
Yeah, but I can't remember anything. So
I forget these. So when I forget, I just make up notes.
Right.
That's, listen, what do you think my whole life has been?
And Susan, she had an advantage because she could sing in German or Italian, so nobody would know what she was saying.
Well, sure, she's singing Polish and Hungarian.
Yeah, exactly. No
Wow.
one knows.
And
You just make up words anytime you want.
She was a specialist in gibberish.
I thought that was your specialty.
Oh yeah.
We're actually going to be doing a YouTube channel for my Uncle Dave. I want people in the world to be able to experience the beauty of what God's given him a gift for.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, isn't it good?
Whose idea was that, Justin?
Justin's.
It was my idea. So
Good for you. Justin, you're not just a nephew, you're a guy. He has brains on top there. Good for you.
Yes, he does.
I assume that you have learned a good part of the classical repertory.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, we're so out of pieces. I'm learning Czerny etudes right now.
Czerny etudes?
Yeah. The 740. They're actually not bad.
Well, Czerny was a great guy. And I played recital with Dan Stepner, who's a good violinist here in Boston area, in October. And we were playing a Beethoven sonata, the C minor sonata.
Pathetique or?
Huh?
The Pathetique or the 111? Oh, the violin sonata.
No, the violin sonata.
Oh yeah, okay.
And he brought me the printout from Czerny's comments on Beethoven's personality and some of Czerny's book, in which he describes how to play Beethoven sonatas. The comments he made about Beethoven's personality, and he was very close to him, and it was not like Schindler. This guy didn't lie, he told the truth, are really revealing. So he was obviously a very, very good musician, and he knew the entire Beethoven opera, all of it.
Oh yeah, it's and like I was surprised when Paul, because we were just looking for pieces, and Paul is actually the one who was putting the music on tape, and he's the one who suggested taking a listen to the...
Paul Klein?
Yeah, Paul Klein. And he said, listen to the Opus 740 and see what you think. And so we picked out a bunch of them, and he's putting them on tape now.
Very interesting. Now, do you...
because they really make good encore pieces. They're actually
really?
quite
You have to get to the encore, though.
Yeah. You have to get to the encore.
Now, do you probably played a lot of Bach?
Yeah, yeah. I played most of those. I played the whole, most of the suites and
yeah.
most of the Well-Tempered and the Italian
Wonderful.
Concerto and the Toccata.
Do you have? I mean, do you play some Debussy?
Oh yeah, I play the Arabesque. I play the Sweet Bergamotte. I played some of the Etudes actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I like some of those. The
They're
Etude
very
for the
hard.
6 and for the 5 fingers and for the 8 fingers.
Yeah, they're very hard.
I skipped the really hard ones.
Yeah, sure. But what about? Do you do any of the more contemporary music? I mean, have you done any? Did you ever play any Boulez or Stockhausen or?
No, I listened to it and I said, I'm not playing that.
No.
I almost played some Ligeti Etudes.
Yeah, they're.
But there's, it was like no repetition. I was like, I can play this, but I can never remember it.
You?
Yeah.
Remember?
It was like, because like with most music, it's patterns. Maybe not like Mozart patterns, but with most music, it's patterns that you can remember, and you know what's coming next. With Ligeti, I was learning one of his etudes, and I was like, there is no repetition in this thing at all.
Well, the
It
variation.
just goes from the beginning to the end, and it's worse than a Bach fugue, where at least, certain things come back, but there was nothing coming back, and I was like, I can't memorize this, even though I could play it.
Bob Levin, who has that kind of capacity to.
I have played some Hinastera and things
Yeah.
like that, but
Okay.
because
Some
that's
of
a
the
little
earlier pieces.
that's a little more memorable, like some of the dances.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah, and they're easy to memorize, and not well, they're kind of hard to play, but they're easy to memorize.
Well, who taught you those?
Bob Preston in New York. He was he's basically the person who taught me how to play.
Okay. Do you also learn a lot of things from recordings?
No, I don't learn directly from the recordings usually, unless it's something very transparent. Like I can learn some, like a 2-part invention or like a Mozart sonata. It's very easy because there's not a lot of rubato, there's not a lot of pedal, so it's very easy to learn from recording. But if it's anything more, where I want to get the exact notes, I'll have Paul play it on the recording.
Uh-huh.
I won't learn it from the record.
Does he has a vast repertory?
Oh yeah. Well, if he doesn't know it, he just does like Ward did. I mean, I brought lots of pieces to Ward that he'd never played before.
And he would read them.
And he would read them.
Well, he was a wonderful reader.
Yeah, and he never ran out of energy. I would get there at like 12 o'clock, and I would play the piece for him that I had just learned, so he could see if he made any mistakes putting it down or I made any mistakes learning it. And then he would start, and he could go for like 2 hours. I'm exhausted in the chair just listening. And he's going, one more. And he put on the whole, I don't know how many Chopin mazurkas, like the first 3 or 4 opuses full in one day. And that's just how he was. So we finished about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh yeah. Well, while some of his other students lay on the benches outside waiting for a lesson.
Yeah, he told me that he was that bad at Yale too. He said, I tried to.
Impossible.
He said, if you didn't get me first in the day, you were done.
It was true. I'd come out of my little studio, and there they were, all lying out in the hallway, half of them asleep.
He had so much energy.
Yeah.
And
he'd always come home late for supper.
Well, yeah, he had to, because he had to finish. He didn't want to stop until he finished, no matter what he was working on. He could be working on the longest piece.
Right.
And so, yeah, I brought him a lot of things that he didn't know, but he would just read them, and that's what Paul does.
And once you learn these things, David, you retain them?
Oh, no. You kidding?
No.
Oh, no. I forget them all.
You don't?
I do. But then I can go back and learn them much quicker the second time through if I have to.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I see.
But I have a few pieces like the Brahms, and some pieces that I play at the nursing homes, like the Schumann, the Debussy Arabesque No. 1, and things like that. But generally, because you have to understand, like, I'm working with a senior choir now. So last week I had to learn 25 new songs.
Good God.
And, you know, then for the next concert, after we do this one in about a month, I'll have to learn another 25. So I don't have room to retain anything. I have to just, whatever I'm working on at the moment, that's what I retain, and everything else just disappears.
Well, of course, room isn't the answer. You have these, what do you call these, not PDFs, but these little things, what do you call the electronic thing that you go to Staples with?
A flash drive, right? A USB flash drive?
Flash drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a flash drive in your brain. You know, it's not a question of size.
Oh, it is a question of size, right, Jess? You run out of room on the flash drive.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's the problem. I ran out of room, so I have to keep erasing the old stuff to put the new stuff on.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the documentary I'm listening to, it's on a flash drive.
Oh,
So
really?
what I do is I get a month's worth of stuff, I put it on the flash drive, it fills up about 8 gigabytes, and then I have to erase it all and get the next month's worth of stuff.
Oh,
on there.
really?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I want to know, how is, you talked to me about your father saying that he was really not at full strength.
Yeah, he's kind of losing it a little bit. He's okay. He comes into my room last night at 6:30 in the morning
Yeah.
to ask me how I'm doing.
How were you doing?
Not good.
If you catch Uncle Dave anytime between 4:30 a.m. and like 12 p.m., he's not going to be doing good.
No, that's right.
Wait a minute. What did you say, between 4:30 a.m. and 12?
Yeah, so if you catch Uncle Dave between 4:30 a.m. and 12 p.m., you're gonna get someone pretty cranky.
Well, I see. But that 12 noon, you mean? So you really, the night is fine for you.
Oh yeah,
It's especially quiet and calm, right?
Yeah.
exactly. It's very
And
nice.
do you
So-
have your own place?
No, I still live there. I still live there.
Yeah, but how isolated can you be?
Not very.
I mean, when you want to practice and play at night, what happens?
I just practice and play.
Do your parents have no problem?
No,
Okay.
no. My mother will watch it because I'm in a separate room. I mean, that's a big 9-foot piano, but still. And my father does the dishes all night.
You
He's
mean,
constantly stacking and restacking the dishwasher.
no, you're kidding.
Well, I'm sort of kidding, but
No, I mean, you're making it's a very funny notion, but how much does he do, really?
Quite a bit.
Is that
Quite.
a sign of his
he's
decline?
so fussy
Well-
when he's putting the dishes, and he washes them all before he puts them in. And I'm like, why are you washing
yeah.
the dishes? That's what the dishwasher's for.
He'll do it to like the meticulous nth degree.
It's
And
Why? Has he always been like that?
yes.
to a certain degree, yes, but it's gotten, as he's gotten older, it's gotten a little worse. But
And
yes, he's always been like a little opaque and a little finicky.
And your mother lets him?
She has. As long as he's not calling her, she's fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as he's not bothering me.
Yeah. It should be like, leave me alone. And he'll go, hey, hon, come here, look at this. Come look at this. And it's most of the time it's like
Nothing.
something really small or
Like
whatever.
a bird outside the window.
Yeah, right.
So
What?
your dad's not working anymore?
Oh, no. He retired in his 50s from the state.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because he was able to. He had a pension, and why not?
And then what did he do?
Well, then he drove for a while. He drove for lab medicine, delivering blood samples and stuff like that. And then he retired fully.
And your mother? Did your mother work?
She worked as a lab technician in the hospital.
Is that so?
Yeah.
And she retired also?
Oh yeah.
The question is very important, I think, of what people do when they retire.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, you can't. Wait a minute.
I can't wait. I can't wait to do nothing.
You're going to do nothing.
No.
I am the king of doing nothing.
You are a big.
So ridiculous.
You have a big fantasy, and you're a liar.
I'll tell you, if I had the money, I'd retire tonight.
And what would you do then? And once you were retired, what would you do?
I would, I'd play music during the day, and then
Wait a minute, isn't that... That's...
then at night I'd go out on the nice weather. I'd go out at night on the porch, listen to the hockey game, and have a drink.
Oh.
Listen to the hockey game and have a drink.
Yeah.
You can do that now too.
Yeah, but I'm not retired. I'm working. That's why I got to get home tonight. I got to go to work tomorrow morning. I got to get up and go to work.
What are you going to do tomorrow morning?
I got to go play at a church.
Oh, right.
Oh, but you like that.
Well, I don't like having to get up in the morning. I would never get up in the morning if I didn't have to. Are you kidding?
Oh, I see. Well, maybe they can change their hours, church.
Well, I've asked them for a 12 o'clock service, but they like 10 o'clock, so what are you going to do?
That 10 o'clock's not so bad. You don't even have to get up at 6 for that.
No, I get up at 9:30. I get up at 9:25. I'm out of the house at 9:30, and we're at church by 10 of 10.
Wow. Who takes you to church?
My parents. And my father is in the choir.
Oh.
Is that a good thing?
He causes a lot of trouble at rehearsal. He's always talking at rehearsal, and I have to... And every time we do a hymn that he doesn't know, he's like, that one's awful. Can we change that?
He's too much.
Then we have...
He's very funny. He's hilarious.
He doesn't mean to be, but he's...
Are you keeping a record of these things? Because this is very funny.
Honestly, almost every Sunday, my
you
brother-in-law,
should come.
he whips out his phone and he tapes my grandfather because he has one beauty after the next that comes out of his mouth. You
have to come to our house some Sunday.
Yes, you really do.
You just have to make the trip some Sunday.
It's an experience.
Just get there by like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and just
hang out for a couple hours.
It'll be like one of those nature specials. You can just sit in the bushes and watch this ridiculous spectacle. It's Italian, so it's very loud, and it's just silly and ridiculous. Is what
Who
it is.
cooks, by the way?
My mother.
Is she a good cook?
Oh yeah.
What does she make?
And if we don't meet at my house, then Justin's wife cooks.
Yeah?
And she's a good cook too.
Yeah,
She
makes delicious food.
makes good food, and she
What kind of food? What does she make?
whatever you want.
No, well, not whatever I want.
Well, I mean, she's Brazilian, so she makes Brazilian.
Brazilian.
I'm not a big fan of Brazilian food, but she always makes me whatever I like.
Yeah,
That's what I like. See, she caters to each person's taste. That's why I say she makes whatever you want.
Well, what do you like?
Well, like she makes this delicious fried chicken, but she makes it with this horrible bonobo sauce that Justin likes.
It's adobo.
Whatever.
What is the
Bonobo.
sauce? What is that?
It's adobo.
And so she makes me the
See?
nice chicken without the adobo sauce.
He gets spoiled. So she does a batch on the side, with no adobo for him.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it like a southern fried chicken with a batter?
Yeah, she'll do like like panko fried or like or breadcrumbs, something like that. Yeah.
He's fussier than I am, and I'm bad.
We just read, there's a new magazine called Milk by Christopher Kimball, who used to run America's Test Kitchen. And then he was bought out or thrown out, whatever it is. He founded a new thing. And he just, in the latest edition, which I usually have in here because I read it religiously, he talks about the real bolognese in Bologna. He said it's not made with the usual milk. He says it's almost about meat, completely about meat. No milk and just a little bit of wine, not the usual amount. And he mixes, they like to mix the beef and the pork.
See, that's good. Yeah, and that's what she does too. She does the beef and pork combination, which is.
Does she use milk? Because I've always made it with milk.
She uses a little cream, but that's about it.
Good for her. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you would like her. We tried to convince her to come, but she didn't want to come listen to all those speakers either. But she it was such a long trip. She was like, Justin was trying to convince her to go, and
What do you mean a long trip? It's only 2 hours. A little 2 hours and a quarter.
anything beyond a half an hour for me is like I get all
He gets antsy.
yeah.
I don't believe that.
But and I'm on the phone saying, oh, Jess, she can't go. It's 2.5 hours, and she's like, thank you, Uncle Dave. You I owe you one.
Well, you know, for
Because she's
one-
like, you know, I always help you, you know. 'Cause she gets me all the food I want and the drinks, all the alcohol.
You like to drink?
Oh yeah,
What do you like?
oh everything. I like mostly. I'm mostly a Scotch person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
His closet's full of it.
One of the surprises.
No, I just get a little buzz. I never get
A
drunk.
little buzz, yeah.
Yeah, a little buzz. That's
One
all.
of the surprises. We lived in Italy quite a lot, and you know, you have wine with almost every meal,
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps a lot of it, and we never got drunk, and it's good for you. I lived for 3 years in Rome. I lived like a prince.
As a very young man.
I lived at the American Academy in Rome, which is an incredible place, and everything was provided: meals, you know, rooms. The last time we were in Italy, it was, you know, eating out was iffy.
Really?
Well, that's what I found. But
Yeah.
this was back in the '90s. I found that.
Even in the
Justin, I
90s.
think, got lucky because
I was there in 2007.
I know. But
Well,
I remember
must
when
have
you
lucked
went.
out, Justin, because the grandmas are no longer in the kitchen.
When we went to Italy, we had some, you know, pretty average, I'd say, at best, food, until we met a local guy, and we became sort of, you know, friends with him, as much as you can be in a couple of days. And he took us out to eat at a really good Italian restaurant. It was delicious.
Where was it?
It was in Rome.
In Rome, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But,
it
you know,
depends on an individual
if
cook.
that was the thing.
Yeah.
That was the thing of it. You have to know somebody who knows, you know, because it's
Right.
like everywhere in the world, you know.
And some Italian home cooking is fantastic. It's just of a range that you don't have any idea of.